ICE agents knowingly arrested a teenager, the wrong teenager, and deported him anyway. Put it at full mass. According to a report, after ICE agents realized they arrested the wrong teenager in New York City, they were told, take him anyway. He has now been deported to where? El Salvador, a country he has never been to before, ever. Let me give you the details. Despite allegedly admitting that 19-year-old Merwil Gutiérrez was not their intended target, ICE agents in New York City decided to, quote, take him anyway. We're talking about the 24th of February. Mr. Gutiérrez and two friends were outside of his apartment building in the Bronx when they were detained by the immigration officials. The officers, quote, the officers grabbed him, two other boys, right at the entrance to our building, the father says. Told documented before, claiming one said, no, he's not the one, like they were looking for someone else. But the other said, take him anyway, end quote. Weeks later, Wilmer, okay, this is the father, was able to speak to his son on the phone. Weeks later, who told him that he was being held in Pennsylvania and expected to be sent back to his native Venezuela. However, he was ultimately transported to the Supermax prison in El Salvador that the U.S. contracted to house deported immigrants. This is not their first time doing so. He is at the prison where the Maryland man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador is as well. So the family, all right, Merwil's family insists he has no criminal record. He has no gang affiliations. He came to the U.S. with his father, grandfather, and cousin in 2023, fleeing political and economic instability in Venezuela. He had a court date for his asylum case scheduled for 2027, all right? So William Parra, an immigration attorney, said, quote, Merwil was detained, for hanging out with friends and was at the wrong place at the wrong time. ICE was not looking for him, nor is there any evidence whatsoever that he was in any gang, despite his clean record and by the book immigration attempt. Merwil has become one of hundreds of Venezuelans deported under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. President Donald Trump signed a proclamation invoking the act on March 15th. It has only been used 3 times before, all during wartime, in order to target non-citizens who can then be apprehended, restrained, secured, and removed as alien enemies. What it really does is it provides a workaround to current law. It deprives you of constitutional protections, rights, and due process. It is a law that never should have been passed in the first place and definitely should have been overturned by now. The teen's father issued a statement, quote, I feel like my son was kidnapped. I've spent countless hours searching for him, going from one precinct to another, speaking with numerous people who kept referring me elsewhere. Yet, after all this, no one has given me any information or provided a single document about his case. Quote, I could have understood if he'd been sent back to Venezuela. But why to a foreign country he's never been to? We all have the same questions, sir. Every single one of us. Our hearts, prayers, positive thoughts with you and your son. Jackson, this is the current state of the administration. Now, according to the administration, they just keep making these mistakes over and over again, sending individuals that should not be in El Salvador to El Salvador. At some point, it's not a mistake, it's a conspiracy.
Absolutely. I mean, like in a lot of ways, it seems like they're just kind of testing the boundaries and
Yeah.
like what you're gonna actually do about it. Are you just gonna wag your finger, or will there be real repercussions? You know, the Supreme Court just voted him down 9-0 to bring somebody back home, and they was like, "Nah, we're not gonna bring him back." What's actually gonna happen from that? What's gonna come from that? If not much happens, that's really bad news because clearly these people are testing the boundaries. And I think that America, even those of us who did our best to warn people not to vote for Donald Trump, I don't think any of us really understand what we've done by putting this dude back in office. I mean, not to say like it's Armageddon, but I mean, if these people really feel like they can do whatever they want, because he just got away with all those felonies and
Yep.
everything else,
Yeah.
we're just really in a dangerous place.
Yeah. And this is obviously adversarial to what many who did support Trump supported. If you take their word for it, they did not want this to happen. We shall see where the heart is as it relates to their response.